All right. Hey there, YouTubers. This is Kevin from Survivor Super Fun Time Show. Today we have a really awesome, cool video today with some other Survivor mega fans, creators out there today. Today we have Jake and we have Lindsey from the Tribes of Nerds podcast, where we talk about all kinds of cool Survivor things. And basically, I'm just a side tribe member today because I'm certainly a nerd myself. So I want to welcome you all to the podcast today. I appreciate you being here.
And thank you so much for having us on, Kevin. This is great.
It's gonna be great.
It's fun. I love a super fun time. Let's go.
That's right. By the way, this was their idea today. So I'm not gonna make it sound like it was all me. Okay. In fact, I'm just kind of along for the ride. But the good thing is, for anyone who watches this, I love to talk about Survivor. They love to talk about Survivor. They're very actively involved. They talk a lot of cool stuff, even beyond Survivor, where I don't have the strength to do it right now. But it's great. Today, we're going to talk about Survivor 50, the big topic that everyone wants to talk about now at this point. And it's going to be great because, ahead of season 50 premiering, they said there's going to be, 10 episodes that they plan on airing. And today, we plan on being a little mini tribe of nerds ourselves, trying to figure out what those 10 are going to be. And I think first, we gotta talk a little bit about the criteria. Why would they pick one versus another? I have my own, but I kind of want to hear what Jake and Lindsey think about this.
Yeah, I think it's obviously going to be people that are on 50. Like, I don't think we're going to see any episodes that don't involve a Survivor 50 player. I also think it's going to be something that like everybody is going to remember, as I'm sure we'll get into naming those off as we go through. But I think those are going to be the criteria personally for what they pick.
Yeah, that's probably huge, right?
I agree there. I'm also looking for some of these people. A lot of them have played together. So looking at seasons they've been on, what episodes they've been on, how it impacted them, and also what story do they want to tell on 50? Because some of those episodes might be setting us as an intro to what we're going to see them as they play.
I think you're dead on with that in particular, Lindsey. I mean, obviously, Jake, I think you're right. A lot of it's going to be setting up the players, the characters who are going to be on it. And for the storyline bit of it, I was curious about that myself, because when you saw how the cast was made, I think there was a lot of potential for bigger rivalries to dig up from the past. And they didn't do that. Like, obviously, like Charlie's on there. And most fans would say, where's Maria if you got Charlie? But they didn't do that, which is fine. I think it works. But there's some other big ones like, Stephanie and Suri. You're like, all right, so can we get to the crux of that? And one of my picks is related to them for sure. And as you were saying, I definitely think the storyline piece of which ones they're going to show may depend on who actually does well on 50. So I'm kind of putting my ear to the ground a little bit. One of my picks is someone that I think no one else is going to pick, but honestly, it's only going to be included if they do well on 50. Otherwise, I wasted my pick.
Yeah.
So just for the heck of it, how about I kick it off and I mention the one that I'm talking about right now. Let's go. We get the circle. Let me tell you, maybe you'll boo it. I don't know, but let me tell you. All right. So I posted a clip about this on my my channel already at one point, but Ozzy, he's a legend, and he's done a lot of things. He's the best challenger of all time. Statistically, it's hard to really fight against him being on season 50, even though a lot of people were like, hey, he's been around too long. But there's one episode in particular that he blew me away. It was in Survivor South Pacific. I think, where was it here? Because this one, I actually think I got the numbers wrong. But it was season 23, and it was the Trojan horse. So it was 8 Trojan horse, which, you all remember this a little bit off the top of your head, right?
Yeah. It's where Ozzy decides to get everybody to send him to Redemption Island so he can beat Christine and spare Cochran. So
you're goddamn right it is.
Yeah.
He even gives Cochran his idol.
Yes.
The guy that they were basically outcasting the whole time. Because he was so, in a brilliant move, this guy is like, listen, send me to Redemption so we can try to even up with coaches Colt Upolu. Eventually, when Emerge comes around, I can knock one of them out and come back into the game and do one of the biggest big balls moves ever in the history of the game. And he doesn't get credit for it, I think, because he beat, like, what was it, Chrissy? I think people kind of brush past that because like, of course, Ozzy was going to win. But not of course. You risk your life every time you leave the game, even in redemption situation, of course. And I just thought that was incredible. And I think there's no better way to highlight a legend in the history, in the past of the game that's going to be on 50 like this one for Ozzy.
Yeah. I think this is a good episode for Ozzy if you're going to show an Ozzy episode. Yeah, I mean, I think the only other option for Ozzy really that makes sense is like maybe one of his immunity challenge wins in Cook Islands, but I do think this is probably more likely because it is like a game-changing move that Ozzy made, and it like I think it solidifies him then being on Game Changers as much as we probably didn't need to see Ozzy like either of these last 2 times, but it solidified him being on that season because it's a game-changing move.
Yes, I agree with you as well. And I actually think I like your choice better than my specific episode. I was going to say we watch Ozzy get booted out, lose immunity to Sophie, get booted out finally in 4th place, and then Coach also loses Sophie. So it sets them both up. But since we're highlighting the best moves, I kind of like the Trojan horse here.
Oh, good. Well, there you go. I'm glad I got you guys on board with that one.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to let it go that, I mean, obviously there's a million episodes you could do for Coach, I think, and I wouldn't be shocked if one of those pops up. But this episode also kind of highlights Coach's grip. There's a point where they win the immunity challenge. He grabs them all and says, "Get on your knees, get on your knees." And they all just to pray, and they all do. Man, what a time South Pacific was.
It really is. It's like there's no other season that's quite like it.
No, not at all. Now, how about yourself, Jake? What's one that you would go off there?
Okay, so I'm looking at the list I have, and I think we have to go with one that is going to be so iconic, particularly for one of the 3 players that are coming back from the season. We have to go David versus Goliath. Let's go jackets and eggs. Like, it has to be Angelina asking for Natalie's jacket, Mike looking super embarrassed that Angelina's doing this. And then you also have Christian, I think, bringing up brochachos with Dan and John on the other tribe. So I think like all 3 of them have like highlights in this episode. Obviously, it has to be there.
Can I be the comptroller of Slamtown? Is that position open? Oh, I love Christian.
Yeah.
That's a solid choice. No arguments there. It's just such a classic season. We have 3 players from it. Classic episode, if not the funniest episode from that season. Why wouldn't they air it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Even like Nick, I know a lot of people don't like Nick Wilson anymore at this point, but you know, right after the vote, he goes, "Is the jacket worth $1 million to you?"
Yeah.
You got to lick back on that one. You got to admit it.
Yeah.
I love that. How about you, Lindsey?
So I'm going to go really classic here. I think we have to do it for all old school Survivor fans because this is season 50. We're honoring 50 seasons. Borneo, episode 1. We have to have the first marooning for Jenna Lewis.
Yeah. 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think so too. I mean, it's gonna be so wild to see the contrast. I'm afraid the new casual fan is gonna be bored to death watching it. But I mean, think about it though. Like I to make clips for a video, I saw some like I remember like I had to go back and watch episode 1. It's so raw and they say some off-color stuff, and I don't know if people are gonna be able to handle that like at a very casual level, you know.
No, I think there's definitely going to be people complaining, but I do think like there's no other way to start their 10 episodes than starting with the very first season. And so I think like I think there's going to be still some really fun moments to look back on. You have Hatch immediately declaring himself that he's going to be the winner. He's going to get the $1 million check. You have Sonia playing her ukulele. And then like Quest for Fire, as much as like it's definitely nowhere near as good as any other challenge they do after, but like it is still so iconic. And then that tribal council where it's a 4-3-1 vote. Like that first vote is actually like pretty divided. So it's pretty crazy looking back.
How did from what you recall, how did the vote break down? Because obviously Sonia got the most.
Yeah, so it was four Sonia, and then 3 Rudy, and then 1 Stacy, which Richard Hatch just threw his vote away for subtle reasons he doesn't know exactly why.
Oh, there's no producer in his ear or anything?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But it's funny because I mean that's gonna set up then Stacy's gonna get booted and then sue the show. So
yeah.
There are a lot of moments I forgot about from that first episode now that we're discussing it in detail. Okay, I'll be watching if they decide to air that.
Oh, it'd be so fantastic. And especially because like you go watch that and you see Jervis now. I'm like, dude could still he barely looks like he aged at all. He could get out there again.
Age.
Oh my god. Yeah. And you know what's sad with like Jenna Lewis, to go off of what you're saying, I didn't pick this one, and I hate to say it, but I don't remember the number, but definitely kind of the Jenna Lewis episode from Borneo, I guess, if they wanted to highlight it, is the one where she didn't get her video from home, right?
Yeah.
Like that was such a big deal at the time, and I guess that hasn't happened since, right?
No, I don't think anybody else has like lost their videotape from home, or like their family members lost it. Like, obviously there's been seasons where the family members haven't been a part of it. I mean, now we don't even see family members, but yeah, nothing like what happened to Jenna. So
Do you guys want to see family members again?
I think it was such a staple of the show. I know like my parents watching it with them since we started watching, like they always loved it. I always loved it. I think it's sad to not see it anymore. So
How about you, Lindsay?
I kind of do, but I'm also a very sappy person. Like, I cannot watch Winners at War and watching their families come and just cry for 40 minutes. So just
Yeah.
for that, I like it.
Oh, that's fair. That's totally, because it was pretty cool when he brought like all their families on and stuff, especially when they were on like the edge. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the family stuff, because like most of the time, like, oh, it's sappy. How much I like the families depends on how fun the families are, I think. And that's like a really crappy criteria. But like, who can forget Colby yelling at his brother Reed? Damn it, Reed, let's go.
I was thinking about putting that as one of my episodes, but we have to have something for Colby on this list somewhere.
Yeah. Colby's the tough one. There's not many like standout episodes for him, other than I guess when he like said, well, you know, I was a good acting performance. I almost believed it myself, you know, like versus villains. But
Yeah.
I think Colby doesn't. I think he still doesn't fully get the game, but that's just me.
That's fair.
Anywho, some of the family stuff is pretty cool though. Like I was always a big fan of like Big Tom and his kid Bo, and
yes,
Africa or All Star. Yeah, I don't know, it's good stuff. But I just love Big Tom. Anyway, anyway, I figured why not? Because I totally agree with your episodes, and I figured I'm just going to add one that I think we talked about a little bit before this recording, is an obvious one. Season 48. Episode 5, Masterclass in Deception. This is the very famous, maybe the most iconic still photo you're going to find in the new era of Survivor. My big dog, Joseph Hunter, on the Village Tribe, watching his little baby Survivor girl, Eva, struggling a little bit during the challenge and having one of her episodes, a pretty bad one. And, you know, like she does overcome, she wins, but the big thing is going over, crossing trouble lines, you know, and calming her down. And it's one of the sweetest, most emotional, beautiful things that they've ever done, honestly. And I just, even though, you know, like Kyle and Camilla, they have a big moment the episode before, and you can see the fallout of them bamboozling Thomas, and Shaheen and Joe and everything. You see the fallout of that, but really the crux of it is, I don't know how you go into 50 and you don't show this. Even if Joe and Camilla and Kyle weren't on, I think production would want this shown again to show how raw it can be. So I think it needs to be on.
Yeah, I didn't put it on the list knowing that this is absolutely one of the episodes they're gonna show. But like I had Eva as my preseason winner pick for 48. I told Lindsay, like, I ended up picking quite a few people who placed second in their seasons in like the last decade. So it's really funny to notice that trend for me. But yeah, I mean, just like it's a beautiful moment between her and Joe. And yeah, again, they're gonna want to highlight Joe as much as possible, I'm sure. So
yeah, so this was also on my list, and as you said, it's just a real genuine moment, and that's a little bit more of like an old school sort of style of playing, just really connecting with your castmates, being on a different tribe and seeing like an emotional moment for them. And because we have so many new era players, seeing that old style vibe with Joe on a new era season, I think it's gonna help with just everything for the show.
I think so too. I think it's going to be an excellent one to kind of highlight that. And, you know, they do have to bridge the gap probably between, you know, old school and new era. And Joe's a pretty good conduit for that. And this connection. So I think it's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. How about yourself, Jake? What episode have we not said you're like, listen, it's got to be in the 10?
Okay. Well, we wanted to put like an episode for Colby, as much as it's probably not a flattering one, but I'll go Heroes versus Villains episode 1. I think they're going to go slay everyone, trust no one. This has Coach frog marching Colby to the mat. You have Stephanie dislocating her shoulder. Like, I mean, there's just some iconic moments for the people that are going to be on. Cerise, like, involved with some of the strategy in the episode. Like, there's a lot of iconic moments for 4 players that are going to be on the season. So There's some other stuff like Boston Rob is betting that Coach is not going to climb the palm tree. That's such a funny underrated moment.
Sandra and Rob betting on it.
Yeah, so it's like I think this episode and like that physical challenge in the beginning, like it has to be there. It's season 20, like it's one of people's like common number one seasons of all time, and like it's one of the best premieres of all time.
100%.
I agree. No notes on that one.
Yeah, Stephanie. Did you mention Stephanie getting her like shoulder popped out? Oh.
Yeah, Stephanie. Yeah, it's a big moment for her, despite her not making it that far in Heroes versus Villains. But like with that moment, I mean, you would have thought at the beginning that Stephanie would have been making it far with that moment because it was a huge part of that premiere.
Totally, she's tough as nails.
Yeah,
and you know what? Actually, like an additional thing I like about the episode 1 of Heroes versus Villains. Is I think it doesn't make Russell look too smart. It looks like he's on the out right away, and I think production likes him not looking particularly great. So I think it works.
I see it.
Yeah, I know it's kind of a lame way to say it, but I think there's a part where the Probst can kick back and go, "Yeah, Russell, you keep talking about how great you are. By the way, I just want to remind people how on the outs you were, even though he did pretty well that season."
Production has some funny moments. I like their editing on certain seasons and certain episodes because you can just tell Jeff and team are chuckling behind it as they see it air.
Oh yeah, with the classic Purple Kelly. They're like, all right, you're gonna quit at the jury phase. We're not even gonna put you in the series, basically.
Pretty much.
Suck on that.
Yeah,
Betty. Anyway, Lindsey, how about yourself? What's the next one on your list that you think needs to be a part of this?
I'm very biased here as it's my favorite episode of all time, but I love Token Teens and seeing Coach getting voted out. We get to see him go to Exile Island, go out in all of his glory. You see Coach who he is as a character. And then on top of that, I think it's a good season for people that are casual fans or have not seen Survivor before. So trying to get interest in new people watching, I feel like that's a good way to start to connect them in.
I totally agree with you. Yep. I mean, this is one that was borderline for me. Admittedly, it didn't end up in my top 10 only because I did the South Pacific and Heroes versus Villains where he dragged Colby, frog march, like Jake said, to the mat. But the martyr approach it's really hard to leave off the list. Like it's iconic. I mean, him being, exiled himself and doing his goofy coach stuff.
Yeah, him on the wall screaming as he like falls into the fetal position.
Head loses.
I love it. And I also wouldn't mind an Exile Island or some sort of twist return if we do something from the later 50s. Yes. So it's also a good way to just remind people, oh, we used to do this twist a lot.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know what? Just as a quick sidebar for the Exile Island or Redemption Island or whatever, I have to say, like, a lot of fans don't like it. You all give me your take on it, but I don't mind it. The problem for me has always been where the cutoff is. Like, Edge of Extinction. I was fine with Devens coming back, and I think that switch should have stopped. But then Underwood came back at like final 6 or something, and I was like, what?
Yeah, it is always the cutoff. I don't like that they like bring it back for the end game. I think bringing people back at the merge makes sense, but I think the problem, like they just like to have the twist take all season because they don't just want to cut it off when their name is like Redemption Island or Edge of Extinction. So I get they want it to be a season-long thing, but it absolutely hurts the format.
Absolutely. What do you think, Lindsey?
Yeah, I agree. If it's something that's really going to mess with the boot order and players don't use it correctly, then I don't want to see it. Or if it's something that we've seen 5 seasons in a row, I could leave it. But if it's just something we get every now and then brought back in, I'm a fan.
No, I totally agree. And I know Winners at War is kind of an unusual circumstance because they wanted to do everything they could to show these winners for as long as they could. Like Boston Rob getting voted out early. You're going to make more money with Boston Rob on the TV screen than not, even if he's on the edge. So I get it. But like for the average season, no. Like Edge of Extinction, that should have ended. Yeah. Anyway, and so the martyr approach is a difficult one to top. Admittedly, there's no way I'm going to pick anyone that's going to be better than that from Token Teens. But actually, real quick before I move on, is that the one where like he's about to get sent to exile and he's like, no, I don't want to use this as an excuse, but like I'm actually feeling very asthmatic or something.
Yes, yeah. He's like my shoulder disc is popped. I can't walk there.
And they're like, all right, well,
Oh my gosh.
coach, you're still going.
Yeah. Yeah, JT's just like, well, you're a warrior, so I think a warrior would want to go and take on this challenge.
Yeah, JT just like forces him into it, and I encourage anyone to look up old exit press after the season. So coach talks about all the horrors that went on that weren't showed that happened to him, and it is phenomenal TV, phenomenal exit press.
He's the greatest. He
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm surprised with as much as he mouths off about like production and Probst over the years that they brought him back, but I can understand why. He's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just shocked they let him, like, right before the cast reveal that he literally was just telling everybody on social media he's about to be revealed. I'm like, coach, I don't think you can say that, but apparently he didn't get in trouble for it.
Hey, it's
He's
okay.
like,
He doesn't know how to social media. That's fine.
That's totally true. Yeah, production's letting some stuff slide lately that I'm a little surprised about. But you're a coach. Sometimes it happens. You're sage, whatever. So actually, speaking, I was talking about Edge of Extinction. One episode that I feel like I have to put on because I love Rick Devens. Okay,
Mhm.
there's a couple from Devens you could do. There's the one where obviously I don't remember the name of it, but where two people play two of his fake idols.
Yes.
Lauren
Yeah.
and Julie play two of his fake idols, and then he plays a real one, which I think is incredible. But I have to give it up to Edge of Extinction, episode 11, Awkward, where they dig through his bag. Ron gives him his menu that died on, I think, day 6, and Rick goes to play it, and it looks like he's been fooled. And Ron and Julie are like, hey, we're going to make Rick look silly, and then he's going to get voted out when he tries to save himself. But Devens really did have an idol the whole time, and instead, Ron got voted out. The jury was laughing. Devens was laughing. I was laughing. I loved it. This is a great showcase of Devens being a really fun character, a hardworking character, and a smart character. And I pray we get that on season 50. I pray. And plus, he was the first co-host of On Fire with Jeff Probst. So I think there's no doubt they would love to give a little bump to Rick Devens. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm a fan of Rick Devens, and like this, I think it was like this next episode stretch of like the home stretch of, I think it's like this episode up through the finale where Rick Devens is just doing all this fun stuff to trick people and like play people, and it's just so much fun to watch. So I totally agree with that. It was I just rewatched Edge of Extinction recently this past week, so it was a fun.
It's better than it gets credit for.
Yeah, it really is. So
yeah, because I know the winner kind of ruins it, but like, come on, Reem Daly.
It's a fun train wreck season, honestly. Like I enjoy it. Even like on this rewatch, it's so fun.
War Dog. There's someone named War Dog.
It really is solid on the rewatch.
It's super underrated. I think one of my favorite. I can't remember the story it came from, but somebody said that like they didn't show this on the TV, but in the beginning when like everyone's in boats and Probst is like doing the thing he does, like, what's your name, welcome to day one and everything, and the one guy was like, or War Dog's like, I'm War Dog, Jeff, and then he goes to Devens like, hey, what's your name? And Devens said, you're not gonna believe this, Jeff, but my name's War Dog too. And he confirmed that on Twitter. I was like, oh, thank God that story's real. That's amazing.
That is great. Yeah. It's a season with some pretty fun characters that it doesn't really get credit for, because it's probably people that we might not see ever again.
No, Big Wendy, she was a weird one, but
she was.
Pickens, oh my gosh,
feeling the flint.
Yeah, and she like let them go, and it's like raining practically. She's like, I let them go.
She's so proud of herself too.
She's a goofball.
We're like the combined tribal, they're just fine letting Wendy go at that point.
Yeah, they're like, we all agree with this, right? All right. Next episode, what do you think? Jake, I believe, is your turn. What do you think should be next?
Yeah, so I'm between a couple what to say next, but I'll go with this one. They're gonna beat us over the head with it because they have for every year since this happened. Poor Eric Reichenbach. We got to go if it's a rat. If it smells like cheese, it's a rat or whatever. I think I have that backwards, but Eric gives up immunity. Everybody knows this episode. You gotta have it. It's Cerie's masterclass in Survivor. I mean, all the Black Widow Brigade worked together so flawlessly to manipulate poor Eric into giving up this necklace. We got to interview Eric about this moment, and it's just such a fun moment. Like, Eric's such a good sport about it.
Oh. That's a tough one. The poor guy. I'm glad he's got a great sense of humor, because we're gonna see it again. I think you're right.
Yes.
Yes. Plus, we got Ozzy's face in the background, and he's gonna be playing on 50, so we're tying that in a little bit as well.
Oh yeah, I guess so, huh? Yeah, Ozzy's just chilling, looking handsome as hell, crushing on Amanda. Yeah. I think it was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess the question is, Lindsey, for you, what's another one that we should add to the list?
I'm not sold on this one, but given that we're having Charlie, Tiffany, and Q all play, I feel like we might have something from 46. And I'm not sure what that episode would be, but the first one that comes to mind is when they're out post-merge at the water challenge trying to balance, and Charlie is messing up Q's alphabet game.
Oh yeah. I don't know which one that's called. That's the first merge challenge, right?
I believe so. It's the beginning of the merge.
Yeah, because I think two people won it, Kenzie and Maria.
I believe that's correct. Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like, they two separate tribes. I don't know. Anyway, but that was such a fun one, because I'm shameful to admit, when I was first watching the episode, I didn't understand Q's game at first, so I would have been in trouble just like a lot of them.
You guys never played that in the car growing up, driving places?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
This is a Southern thing that Q and I both know.
Maybe.
Yeah, 46 is just ridiculous. I feel like that's a good episode. Probably, I think the episode that I could see them using is they're gonna do the Liz Wilcox breakdown. Like, I absolutely feel like that one. But I don't think that's a bad idea for 46.
Got my Wilcox shades ready to go.
Nice.
Yeah. I love Liz Wilcox. She's great. But I totally agree with you, Jake. I think they would probably use I think it's episode 10 called Run the Red Light. Because there's a few things. I mean, Tiffany's voted out with an idol, so it's a bad moment for her, but she's pretty significant. Charlie wins immunity, so you get immunity win out of it. And obviously the big Liz Wilcox moment that happens because Q decided not to take her. And to this day, as much as I love her, that was, why would Q take her? She voted against him the night before. Like, I understand it's sad, but Q stood on business and he was right.
Plus, we're throwing free publicity to Applebee's. Why not?
Help them out. I hope she's gotten all the bourbon burgers that she can handle at this point.
Absolutely.
But 46, and that's another one in hindsight. I want a quick sidebar. Goddamn good season.
Jake,
I'm the opposite.
What?
Agrees with you.
I don't like 46. I think it's a bad season of Survivor. Maybe it just it's the start that really sours it, but I don't think it gets better for me. Even with all the people going out with idols in their pockets. But it's just like we have to deal with Borneo for 4 episodes. Like,
my man Borneo, how dare you?
Hey,
I love Borneo.
A million hearts, but not Jake's.
No. I sent Borneo a video desperately pleading for him to come back to the Survivor community and saying, will you please come on my channel and talk? Please. We don't even have to talk about Survivor. Just please talk to me.
I will watch. I think 46 is a new Erica Bone. So I think it's kind of fun in that sense with the silliness.
That's probably true. I mean, it's the only season that I can think of recently, at least, where someone voted for someone else by accident. They genuinely didn't remember who they were voting for. When Ben voted for Kenzie, everyone's like, who's this master genius that voted for Kenzie? Who's taking a shot? And then you find out Ben's just like, I wasn't thinking. I don't know what happened. And I was like, what? And that's just more along the lines of how kind of a chaotic ride 46 is. But man, come on, Q was fun. That's why I'm so glad he's back.
It's really interesting. I think that's all of my top episodes. You guys have mostly named them, so I'll just probably piggyback off of your guys' going forward.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I got a billion. Because even there's some that we could talk about that maybe I think didn't even make the cut necessarily. Yeah. Before we get to that, I will say, I can add another one that there's 2 I think that are probably important to jam in there, because I think we've done 2 new era or so. I think a big one for me is season 45, which is still my favorite of the new era by far. And I think it's called The Game with This Game Rips Your Heart Out. Season 45, episode 11. This is Emily Flippins voted out because Dee betrays Austin.
Yes.
Lets Julie know that the vote's coming her way. She plays Austin's old idol, flips the game on its head, probably wins the game for Dee, or at least the turning point for Dee, and gets rid of Emily. And it could set up kind of both of those stories going to 50.
I agree.
That
Arguably one of the best of the new era.
Yep. That episode was 100% on my list as well. It's an iconic episode. Like Dee 100% deserved her win after that. And then what happens at Final 5 when she convinces Katura to throw the game?
Oh God! To this day, I'm Jake sitting on the beach just yelling at Katura in my head every time I think of that. Oh, she knows she blew it too.
Yeah,
but that's okay. I was rooting for Austin that season. That's a season where I picked the second place winner as my preseason pick, so that one hurt.
Yeah, 100%. So I also had Austin. So
oh yeah, there we go. All right, good. Yeah. Jake, you got good aim.
Thank you.
I usually don't do that well, honestly. It progressively I got better. Like I think I picked Owen for 43.
Yeah.
And 44 I picked, I think, oh no, I picked Helen Lee. Or no, I picked Bruce. I couldn't have been more wrong.
Bruce.
Couldn't have been more wrong.
Bruce.
God damn it. And then for 45, I remember seeing him at a finale party after 44. I guess they had just come back from 45 not long. I was like, I don't know. Bruce is looking pretty skinny. How's he gonna do on 45? But I chose Austin. Better pick.
I do love Bruce. So Bruce is great. We've talked to him also, and he is fun.
He's fantastic. He's super fun. I love him. Yeah. But yes, that's one for me. But I have one other new era episode that I think should be on it. And then the question is, can you guess what it is?
Is it 49 when Riz God starts bluffing his idols and Savannah wins the immunity at, I think it's the final 10 when MC goes?
It is not that one, but I think that's my alternate pick.
I like that one.
Is that Hot Grim Reaper?
Yeah, Hot Grim Reaper. Yes.
Which is a great title for an episode, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jake doesn't like it, but I just want to guess Operation Italy because I do think production.
I like Operation Italy.
Huh?
I like Operation Italy.
Oh,
I think it's a great episode.
Where's in Jake's mouth?
I'm sorry, Jake. My fault.
I like Operation Italy. I think it's one of the best moves. It's like, unfortunately, it doesn't end up panning out for Sam, Genevieve, or Andy because they don't win. But I think legitimately it was like a game-changing move in the season.
Absolutely. And they made merchandise about Operation Italy.
Yeah.
And it makes Genevieve look great. And if she does well on 50, they'll probably want to boost her. So I could totally see that being in there. And maybe, I don't know if they want to suckle off the Beast Games crossover, because Sue Smee's on it,
Yes.
So I don't know. By the way, rip Sue Smee on Beast Games, apparently. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I haven't watched it yet, but I sent her condolence message.
She's also been very fun at interview. So sorry to hear that, Sue.
We love Sue as well.
She's lovely. I love you, Sue. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my alternative, if there was one new era that didn't make my list, since probably we're at the phase where we can rattle off a few that maybe just didn't quite make the cut. For me, I thought was going to be on it. But from the new era, season 42, episode 3, Go for the Gusto, purely because this is where Jonathan finished a challenge for Taku that no one else could. And Probst loves alpha male shit a lot. And so do I, though, to be fair. So I thought we were going to see it, but it didn't make my list.
Yeah, it made my list. Yeah.
It's a good honorable mention because it is really impressive to see Jonathan do that. And if you were on his tribe and you just like carrying you forward, like, let's go. And if you're on the other tribe, it's like, really?
Yeah.
You're sitting over there, Romeo, on what? Just like, what?
Yeah. It's a really good episode and a really good moment that 100% they're going to want to highlight. So, and again, Jonathan's really cool. I've met him as well.
He's really nice.
Yeah, he's a giant mountain of a man, as you would expect. But
yeah, he's trying to be a pro wrestler now, which I love. Since I like pro
wrestling. I mean, he's probably going to be good at it. So.
And he's learning from a legend. I don't know if you saw this, but he wheels around an old wrestler now that I guess is in a wheelchair, named Lex Luger. I don't know if you know him.
Oh wow.
Lex Express. Every once in a while, you see I remember I saw a candid photo at a wrestling match. Someone was like, is that Lex Luger? And I was like, no. Is that Jonathan Young? That's the question I have right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just push him around. So
That's
amazing.
cool. I
yeah,
think he's
fun
a
fact.
secret softie.
Yeah, no kidding. But he's getting better.
Yeah.
So real quick, I also want to kind of pitch an episode because I know we're down to the last couple minutes here, probably. For me, like one that I think is worth kind of mentioning. I really wish for it's season 28, episode 6, so Kage on, which is one of the best of all time.
Yes.
I would love it if they showed one, even though no one is on it from 50. This is Head of the Snake. This is where Cass flips and Tony's super chaotic, and LJ plays his idol for Tony. It's just chaos. This is like a top tier episode.
Yeah. With Cass 0% chance of winning the game. And then you have Tony's response of bang bang. Like I love. There's so many fun moments in that episode that I love this episode of Survivor, and helps make Kage on just such an amazing season.
It feels wrong not to show a Kage on, right, Lindsay?
Kageon is the best, and I think season 27 was Sierra flipping in real time walk, so this episode could run because this episode was everything you wanted in one 40-minute setting.
Yeah, that is a pretty awesome one. I do love Blood versus Water. That'd be cool if I could jam that in there. The only other one that's like not season 50 related, really, that I was like I would love it is season 31, episode 8. So Second Chances, Cambodia. The big word, it's You Call Will Hall. So obviously fun Keith Nell, you know. But also I believe this is the episode where Wentworth idles out Savage. Which everyone knows Wentworth doesn't count, you know. So I think it'd be fun to bring that one back because just, you know, Abby Maria, iconic characters that are a part of that too. Tasha, Spence, Jeremy. Everyone loves Jeremy, except maybe Parvati. I don't know. I don't know. They're all great.
That one. Like anyway. 31 is my favorite season. As much as Coach is my favorite episode, this is my favorite season. I would love to see that included.
Oh, it'd be great.
Yeah, I did want to bring up the only other episode I had was the Stephanie being at camp alone. That was the only other one I wanted to bring up that wasn't named. But like I think that one might get shown as well, just because it is an iconic Stephanie. Like this is how Stephanie became the most popular person in Survivor history. One of them, besides Rupert. So
at 100%, that was on my alternate list. Because how do you know, that's the first. I think it was the first real fire making challenge that season. So it was the episode after, I guess, right?
Yeah, it was the aftermath after Bobby John goes home and then Steph's alone, and then like they merge or she goes to join Crore, and this is where Kobe gets voted out.
Oh, Kobe. That's an all-timer. And I'm glad that you mentioned that real quick by saying that that's how she became the most famous of all time, other than maybe like Rupert or something. Because fans today, I don't think they have proper respect for how popular Stephanie was. She was
amazing.
Yeah.
Like whatever you thought of Parvati, Stephanie was way above that for a very, very long time.
Yes, Steph was there first. She's great. I'm honestly rooting for her to do really well on 50. I just want to see her come back after Heroes are still in the run and just be iconic.
Yeah, me too. I don't think she's gonna be too invested in the strategy part, but I hope so. And, you know, shout out real quick, Jenna Lewis. I think she's going to take to it like a duck to water. And I really hope she does for some of these old players.
If she targets winners again, I will die laughing. Please, Jenna, if you hear me, I hope this will happen.
She's going
to. All right. So I think it's fair enough. Probably at this point, we probably have to wrap up the conversation a little bit because I think we threw out a lot of really awesome episodes. I think there's a lot of stuff we're looking forward to seeing. But let's just say real quick, roundtable. Of all these episodes, which one do you want to see the most? What would make you most happy?
I'm just gonna say Heroes versus Villains, the premiere. I love this episode. I could watch it like every day and I'd still like have fun with it. So I just think it's such a fun episode with fun moments. So
I was also gonna say that one, but since you said it first, I'm just going with Borneo, the first marooning, just classic Survivor.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to say this, but I was going to say slay everyone, trust no one as well. Yeah. So I think we're kind of all on the same page that Heroes versus Villains still reigns supreme to this day. Yes. I mean, you saw Sandra unclipping Sugar's bra during a challenge, you know, just chaos.
Or you pick your shoulder.
That's right. And then Tyson with the all-time quote is like, "Oh my gosh, dude, Colby getting owned by Coach. He just might as well say to himself, I might as well become a woman. There's no point in keeping my masculinity now." Oh, all-timer. But if we can't do that, I think in the vein of Lindsey, I have to say I really do want to see the South Pacific episode, even though I don't think they're going to air it. I think they need to give that the respect to that. Plus, they get Cochran on the air again, and production loves Cochran.
Jeff loves Cochran.
Yeah, supposedly he's asked Cochran to play a few times, but he always can't because of conflicts with his parent company and stuff. But I don't know. But anywho, but listen, I know we have to wrap up. It's been a super awesome time. I think there's so much right potential for this group in particular to talk about stuff. And obviously you have a whole channel with other contributors where maybe we'll open this thing up and we'll get to talk a little bit more in the future. But I appreciate so much, Jake and Lindsey, you being here to talk about Survivor with us. Season 50 is going to be amazing. And I'm sure we'll get to chat quite a bit more. So thank you again for being here today.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Awesome. Now go check out their channel, everybody. Tribe of Nerds podcast. You can hear all kinds of awesome stuff. You see the handle at Jake's lower third there. And check that out. Follow him on socials. And follow me too. If you don't, you suck. Follow me now.
He's super fun. I can attest.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everyone. I hope you have an amazing day. Take care.